Yeah. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Dear devotees, we have finished the first chapter and we are going to the second chapter. I thought before going to it, I think already 18 or 19 classes we have finished. Sometimes it so happens, these Upanishads weekly once or monthly once or twice it happens. We'll be hearing, but many times we will not be able to get the link where we are, what are we discussing, and etc. So I thought before starting the second chapter, let us do the small recapitulation and we'll enter the second chapter. And second chapter, first section. Before that, if you remember last class, we were discussing one of the famous often quoted shloka, Uttishtata Jagrata Prapyavaran Nibhodata Kshurasya Dhara Nishita Duratteya Durgam Patastat Kavayo Vadanti. Swami Vivekananda, the first two lines he roughly translates as arise, awake, stop not till the goal is reached. Okay, arise and awake. The first arising is what? Physical awake. And will to go forward. Will to become better. Then the second awakening is what? The real awakening, spiritual awakening. So one is external awakening, physical awakening. The second is spiritual awakening. If both things are happen, then only nibodhata, that the real awakening or understanding who am I is possible. How much ever we say it is so beautiful, so grand, so nice, but it is a kshurasya dhara nishita duratteya. The path of spirituality is not that easy. Durgam patastat kavayo vadanti. The people who have tread this path, they say it is very difficult to go. Durgam patastat. Why? Because you are fighting with your own people. If you are like a king, you can fight with the enemies, external enemies, because you can understand them, you can locate, it is easy to fight. But when it comes to internal people, your own kith and kin, siblings, friends, or relatives, if they do the treachery from inside, that is too difficult for us to understand and recognize. It takes a lot of time. It needs a lot of courage to understand. Even if you understand, facing them or taking action on them is much more difficult because of the attachment to our own family members, relatives, which happened in case of Arjuna in the Kurukshetra war. So the spiritual life is what? Nothing but struggling with oneself, with my own mind, with my own samskaras, with my own internal nature, with my attitude, with my perceptions. So that is the reason Durgam Patastat, it is difficult to tread. And it is walking on the razor's edge. Why? If little alertness, if there's a lack of alertness, we may fall off from the spiritual path. Many times we go to ashram, monasteries or ashram. Why? To become spiritual being, to understand the God, to understand the Vedanta and etc. For initially few days it will be nice, but afterwards then we start thinking that, oh, this ashrama, this is good, that is bad. The system should be improved. The monk has to become better. Or here the administration is not right. I should set it all right. Or I should help them to make it better. So we went to monastery for God realization or self-realization. Slowly we got into the dynamics of the ashram and we forgot for what we left. That doesn't mean that we should not do any of the service activities. That doesn't mean that you should not involve in the administration activities. You might, but your intent should be very clear. Otherwise, you will be dragged into unnecessary worldly affairs. Which, there's a beautiful story. Once from southern part of the India, A old monk wrote a letter to the headquarters or to the main monastery of the Buddhist monastery, which was in more or less eastern part or northern part of India, saying that here there are no monks except me now. I have become old. Now I am not able to take care of this monastery much. Hence, I request you to send one monk immediately to take care of the monastery. In those days, there was no email, no WhatsApp or phone, so it is only through letter or through a messenger. The messenger comes from southern part of India to northern part of India by walk or horse carriage. That itself took a good amount of time. When the abbot, when he came to know that, he sent 4 monks actually. The person who was aware of all these things, he asked, "Sir, there was only one person required because they asked, there was only one person, but you are sending 4 people or 4 monks. Why is it?" This abbot just smiled and said, "Wait and watch." Then the other fellow who asked this question, he kept quiet. He was observing. These 4 monks were called and they were instructed and where to give, what to do, where to go, what to do, what not to do. All these things were told and they were sent. And the 4 monks, they are going on foot from northern part of the India to southern part of India. They are traveling. In between, in one of the village, there was a small temple, Buddha temple. The local people asked, "Sir, we need a monk here to take care of this temple and to preach for us. We don't have anyone. We are so happy to see 4 of you. Why don't you bless us and by staying one monk here?" Then they said, "No, no, no, our abbot has sent for us to reach to the southern part of India. We are supposed to go there." Then the villagers said, "Yes, they need only one monk. Anyhow, you are 4 here, so why don't you, one monk, stay back so that let the other 3 go?" Then they discussed. One monk said, "Yes, that makes sense. So anyhow, there is the need of only one monk. So why should we go 4 unnecessarily? Let me stay back and let me help these villagers." And he stayed back. Then the other 3 monks said, "It is up to you because the abbot has told us to go to a particular place. We were not supposed to do. It is up to you," they said. The monk who decided to stay, he said, "No, it is my call. I think that is a Buddha's call. I have to answer." Then the monk stayed back. The 3 monks started their journey. Then few hundred miles they have crossed. In one of the city, there was a scarcity, there was an emergency. That the king was old and he had only one daughter, and the neighboring kingdoms were troubling them. All these things, problems were happening. So the king had told, "Whoever shows the valor and whoever protects my daughter, I will give the kingdom and they will be the future king." So when the discussions were happening, when there were attack on the kingdom, so one of the monk who was militant before joining, his earlier samskaras sprung up or got manifested, he immediately went into action. He protected the kingdom from the enemies with the help of the local army, of course. He protected, and finally the king begged him, "Please, you should accept my daughter as your wife so that you can protect the kingdom. That is also very important duty." Then the other 2 monks said, "You are not supposed to do this." But this monk said, "No, it is my duty to protect the kingdom, so I think it is right." And he married and he got settled. The other 2 monks left. And in meanwhile, in one of the place, one of the monk got some health issues and he died. Finally, after few months or a year or 2, only one monk reached the destination and he took the role of the abbot, their local president, you can say, and he started taking care of the ashram. And in few days, he sent a letter or a messenger to the main monastery that, "I have reached and I am taking care of the ashrama." And what happened to the other 3 monks, it was told in a letter. And the abbot laughed at it. And that letter was given to the person who raised an objection that, "If there is a 1 monk necessity, why are you going to send 4 monks?" So one died One got into a temple take care of temple, the other married and got settled. So this is a story. And many times this is what happens in our life. We want to become good people. We want to reach God. We want to experience the God or experience the self. In meanwhile, because of some desires or because of the wrong attitude, wrong perception or whatnot, we get misled. We will not reach the final destination, that is Nibodhata, awakening, self-awakening or experiencing who am I. So this life is very difficult life, spiritual life. So we have to be very careful, high alert. That's where in the northern part of India, in Hindi, there's a statement, sadhu savdhan. O monk, be alert, be alert, be alert. Otherwise, you might fall in your own prey. It is not because of someone, because of your own desires, because of your own attitude, because of your own wrong thinking. So that's why it is a durgam patastat kavayo vadanti. The known people, the wise people say that this journey indeed is difficult. So we have to be, that doesn't mean that we should get disheartened. We have to be careful and we have to be alert. Now in the first chapter, if you remember, initially the Katha Upanishad started with a story where a Brahmana named Vajasravas, he was performing Vishvajityaga. The rule of this sacrifice is, at the end of the sacrifice, you are supposed to give all your possessions, not only just some dakshina, all your possessions as dakshina. But unfortunately, Vajasravas, was giving all useless things. Probably that was only left out, I think, if you're really speaking. But anyhow, since he was giving all the old things, useless things and all, so some of the children or adolescents, when they came to know that, they were making a fun with his son, that is Vajasravas' son, that is Nachiketa. Oh Nachiketa, your father is giving all the old, useless things, cows and useless things to the people. By this, I think your father is not going to get heaven, he is going to attain hell. Then instead of mocking them, instead of quarreling with them, Nachiketa thought, I am the best student. If not, I am second among the students. So I am a great asset. So how can I be of help to my father? How can I reduce the problem with my father? Then he thought, if my father gives me some because I am also his possession, if he gives me to someone, then probably his sin, his papa will come down. Then he went and asked, oh father, I am also your son, what do you say, possession or the wealth. So whom are you going to give? Then the father said, nonsense, get away. Twice, thrice he said, but still Nachiketa was stubborn and he was asking again and again. Then father got angry. Once you get angry, your mind takes away the anger, or the anger takes away your mind. You will lose the discrimination. You will lose what you are saying, what you are not saying. No filter will be there. You might do some wrong things. So similarly, Vajasravas lost his temper. With anger, he said, I am going to give you to the Lord of Death, that is Yama. Then Nachiketa said, all right, you have to maintain your words. I am going to Yamaloka. Then his father pleaded, saying that, no, he never meant it. Just out of anger, I told, please do not go, my dear son. No father expects his son to die or to go to Yamaloka. But Nachiketa said, no, we are supposed to maintain the words, maintain the promise. Just like Rama, to maintain his father's words, he went to 14 years of exile, forest exile, we all know that. So Nachiketa said, you are supposed to maintain the words, maintain your promise, saying that he went to Yamaloka. So the story goes, when this Nachiketa went, as per the story, I think, if there is no male member in the house, you are not supposed to enter their house until otherwise your relatives and all. Otherwise, without any male member, another male member should not enter the other's house. So when Nachiketa went to Yamaloka, then Yama had gone out on some work. So though the family people from the Yama's house, they invited the Nachiketa because now here is a guest, not the person who died and because of natural thing he came. No, he was a guest. But he said, since Yama is not there, no male member is there, so I will not be able to come. Then he had to wait for 3 days and 3 nights. Then when Yama came to know that, when Yama came after 3 days, he was feeling sorry. And as a parāyaschitta, he said, you take 3 bones because you waited for 3 days. And if you remember, now in the story you can remember how the father and mother, our parents, are respected and revered. We should respect the parents and we should serve them. And the second thing is the amount of Shraddha, the self-confidence in Nachiketa was praiseworthy. So without that self-confidence in our life, no success is possible. And when Yama came late, though he was on work and the Nachiketa was uninvited and all these things, but still a guest is being taken care properly. So Atithi Devo Bhava, which is in our culture, is also seen in the first 9 mantras of the first chapter, first section. Then the 10th and 11th mantra, if you see, the Nachiketa asks the first bone. What is that? Nachiketa, in spite of all these things, is such an obedient son. He asks, let my father be free from the anxiety that his son is not there. And not only that, I should go back. When I go back, my father should recognize me. Why? Because now he has come to Yamaloka, and if he goes back, then he will be taken as a ghost or a spirit. His father should recognize. Till then, his father should be free from anxiety, free from worries. So again, he's taking care of his father. He was concerned about his father. My father sent me to Yamaloka. In anger might be. He gave to the Lord of Death. He was not angry about his father. Rather, he had a love and respect towards his father. So how an ideal son should behave can be understood in the mantra 10th and 11th. Then from 12th to 19th, if you remember, there was a Nachiketa ritual. So the second boon was asked by Nachiketa that, please tell me the yajna, the sacrifice, by doing which one can reach heaven. Why? Because this was interested by his father. And many people are also interested in attaining heaven. So he wanted to learn, and so that he can help his father and he can help the people also. So he has got a social concern for his father and as well as for the society. Whatever is required, he's trying to learn and he wants to be a contributor personality. And Yama said and he taught and he learned, and he was so brilliant student and he was so with concentration. He had every letter, word or sentence he told as it is, as Yama told. So this made interesting and mesmerizing Yama. He was so happy and he gave one special necklace as an extra boon, and saying that from today onwards, this Homa Avana, that is a Vishwarupa Upasana, will be called as Nachiketa Agni. Nachiketa Agni. So there it is an Havana, that is a physical action, plus Virat Upasana or Vishwarupa Upasana. Both put together, by doing, one can reach Sarga. If you do in the Nishkama Bhava, without desiring any results, that will take you to Brahmaloka or Satyaloka. So this is the second boon. From the 20th to 29th, if you remember, there was a third boon, which is very important. So he says, the third boon is, some say that after death, nothing exists. Some say that after a death of a person, something exists. Since you being the Lord of Death, you know what happens to yourself or to the individual self after that death. Please tell me. So this is nothing but asking for Brahmagnana, Atmagnana. So Yama, before teaching Brahmagnana, he wanted to test. Then he said, oh my dear, why you want to ask this? This is very subtle. Even the devatas, the celestial beings, are out of it. out of syllabus. Even they cannot understand. They are far behind this. Then what about yourself? So better accept this. You are something else. And he gives so many other things. If you want to leave the world as, you can become the emperor of the entire universe. And you will have a good wives, woman, gold, chariots, and children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, great-great-grandchildren, and all. So that whatever you want, you ask, except this, I am ready to give. Then, quite interestingly, Nachiketa says that you might keep all these things. Why? Navitteno tarpaniyo manushya. How much our money we get, how much our wealth we get, people are not contented. Not only that, by enjoying them, my body and mind gets weak, my sense organs get weak. We all earn the money to have a comfortable life. But during our prime youth, we neglect our health, we neglect the routine and other things. We keep on accumulating the money, earning the money and earning the wealth and whatever. So once by 50, 55, everything is done, settled, and then we want to enjoy, then slowly health start getting problem. Then the doctor say that it is better, you should follow diet. So you are asked to take the plain vegetables or boiled vegetables, and you should not eat sweets, you should not eat spices, you should not eat oily things or whatnot. So finally, finally, we have been boiled down to boiled vegetables. Not in all cases, many cases it happens. So says Nachiketa also says that by enjoying, my body and mind becomes weak, sense organs and mind. Then what is the use of all this wealth? Better not you keep yourself. If you want to give, whatever I asked, you give, otherwise no. Then the Amma was happy to hear this. Then he said, I was testing you. You are the right candidate. You are the right Uttama Adhikari for the Vedanta. So Nachiketa reveals his maturity. That moksha became important, Atma Gnana became important than the Artha and Kama. Artha means any type of wealth, Kama means any type of worldly desire. So for him, attaining self or the self-knowledge was then important than the wealth, materialistic wealth and materialistic desire. So one who has got such mindset, he can only reach the end of spiritual path that has been told in the end of the first chapter. Now in the second chapter, the dialogue between Yama and Nachiketa starts. They take a small deviation. In the first 13 mantras, if you see, indirectly, Yama tells what is the nature or characteristic features of the ideal student or Uttama Shishya. So Shishya Stuti has been done, glorification of the student. How the ideal student will be there, what is his traits or characters and all. Then afterwards, very few mantras were discussed about the Guru also. Shrotriya, Avrujina, Akamahata, all these things has been told. How the ideal teacher should be there. So ideal teacher and ideal student are rare indeed. If they get, it is a blessed one. Then afterwards, in the 14th mantra again, the third boon is reinstated in different language. Then 15th to 17th mantra, they say Omkara Upasana. By chanting Omkara, how it will help us to reach the final goal, all these things. Then in the 18 to 25, in the second section, he gives the central teachings there. What is that? Atman is Akarta, is non-doer. Whatever the actions we are doing, everything is from body-mind complex, not from the self. Self is mere witness. Self is aware of all these things, but I am not the doer. Why? Because body and mind is only doing. I am only the witness. And because I am witness, not doer, and I am not the experiencer or enjoyer also. Maybe good action, good or bad. The good actions results or bad actions results, Papa and Punya, both are belonging to body and mind, not for me, because I am beyond all these things. So I am neither experiencer, nor I am the doer. Then who am I? Atma is Nirvikara Chaitanya. It is a changeless, eternal consciousness. That is my real nature. And Sarva Adhisthana, one more thing we learned there, it is a base support for everything. in the world. And it is durvigneyatva. It is also very difficult to understand. Drishyate tvagraya sukshmaya sukshmadarshibhihi. We remembered, if you remember. So one has to have a concentrated and subtle and sharp mind. Then only one can comprehend this self. So all these things we studied or discussed. Then Atma Swarupa, that's what in the 18th, 19th, 20th, 25th, we all discussed. Then there are introductory mantras in the third Valli, that is the third section where Jivatman has been discussed. Like there is a five-lane path in the highway, 2-lane highway, 4-lane highway and all, 5-lane highways. Which are that 5 lanes? 5 sense organs of knowledge are sense objects. Form, then smell, then touch, then taste are the sound. 5 sense objects. The 5 sense objects are 5 lanes. There you are, the chariot allegory, if you remember. The chariot is a body. Then the horses are sense organs. The rein is what? Mind. Then the driver or charioteer is what? Our intellect. And the person who is traveling is what? Jivatma, individual self. So one has to take care of the horses properly. Otherwise, you cannot travel. That means your body has to be taken care. Though I am not the body, I have a body, but body is an instrument through which everything is possible. I have to take care of the body. I should not be attached to it, but I should take care of it. Then sense organs control, horses controlling is through reins. That is mind. So mind should be under control. That is what? Dhamma. Shama and Dhamma, sense control and mind control, both has to happen. Otherwise, no spiritual progress is possible. Materialistic progress is also difficult. Spiritual progress is impossible without the control of mind and sense organs. Shamadhamadi Shatka Sampati. That's why 6 spiritual disciplines has been given. And the charioteer has to be alert. Otherwise, there can be an accident. And he is to be good at holding the horses and driving. Otherwise, there will be an accident. So our intellect means what? The viveka buddhi, the power of discernment should be there. The alertness, mindfulness should be there. Otherwise, we'll meet with an accident. And by this, he is telling that the traveler or the traveler who is traveling in the chariot is different from the chariot, is different from the charioteer, is different from the horses and the reins. Means what? I am the self. I am different from the body, mind, sense organs, and also the sense object. So how to detach oneself? How to detach oneself from his own body and mind, if you ask? So the Vedanta gives, or our scriptures give 2 approaches. One is thinking that body and mind is made up of Prakriti, matter, and I am the consciousness. I am the self, and this body and mind is made up of the matter or the Prakriti. So I cannot be the body and mind. This is in the path of knowledge. From the path of devotion, in Kannada there's a beautiful song, Ullavaru Shivalaya Maduvarayya Nanena Madali Badavanayya Yenna Kale Kambavu Dehave Degula Shirave Panna Kalashavaya. Means I am a poor person, I cannot build a temple. But I'm considering my legs are the pillars of the temple, and my trunk portion is for the main sanctum or sanctorium of the temple, and my head itself is like a kalasa, tomb of the temple. And the Lord is sitting there in a Garbha Mandira. He sits. He is residing in my heart. So this body is nothing but the temple complex where the Lord is residing. So I can also look into this body as the temple complex, and I can worship the Lord who is sitting inside this temple. These 2 approaches are there. Either way we can practice, and we can detach ourselves from this body-mind complex. So the Panchakosha Vivek also has been given further. So to make us understand that I am different from these 5 sheets. So in the mantras 10 and 15, if you see, it is a spiritual journey, is not a physical journey, it is a cognitive journey. We have to think what is right, what is wrong, and I am not the body, I am not the prana, I am not the mind, I am not the emotions, I am not the thoughts, but rather I am the self who is beyond all these things. All these things we have discussed. Now we will go to the second chapter. So according to the commentators, second chapter, first section and second section is the core of the Katha Upanishad. So when you hear, then say, Swamiji, so much we heard. 19 classes you took. And now you are telling we have come to the core portion, the important portion of the Katha Upanishad. Then why did you spend so much time? And why did you ask us to listen all these things? You could have brushed aside in few classes. Yes, but according to me, these are like a trailers. So this first and second chapter, the first chapter with the sections and all, it prepared our mind actually. It prepared our mind so that we can grasp the core teaching. So second chapter, first section and second section, Prathama Valli and Dvitiya Valli. This is the core or the central part of the Katha Upanishad teaching according to the Shankaracharya, the commentator. So now let us try to understand one or two shlokas for of second chapter. Parāñci khāni vyatṛṇat svayambhū stasmātparāṅpaśyati nāntarātman kaściddhīraḥ pratyagātmānamaikṣa dāvṛttacakṣuramṛtatvamicchan. So the running meaning goes like this. The Lord destroyed the sense organs, or the Lord pierced the sense organs by making them extrovert. Therefore, everyone perceives outside, not the Atman within. Desiring immortality, a rare discriminative one withdraws eyes and sees the Atma within. So this is the explanation. So this is a very beautiful way of putting. Actually, the Upanishad is using a very interesting provocative language here actually. The Lord has injured or pierced our senses, parāñci. Lord has destroyed, injured or pierced. What does it mean? Means what? The human biology, it's a God's creation or it is a natural development, you might say. The human biology is hardwired for distraction. Our sense organs and mind tend to go out. Go out means not physically, means they are interested in the world affairs, worldly affairs. What is happening to me? What is happening to my family? What is happening to the neighbors? And what is happening in the world? So we are always busy in the worldly affairs, but we are not busy in the God or in my own self. That is the Atman. So it is hardwired. So it is very natural. Our eyes are built to always see the external objects. Our ears are always engineered to pick up external vibrations, the sounds, all the sense organs. But it is not interested in seeing inside so that one can understand the reality. So that is called vyatṛṇat svayambhū. It is a default state, basically. Then stasmātparāṅpaśyati nāntarātman. Therefore, someone desiring the immortality, one has to look into it. And such a person here is called dhīrā. Shura, Veera, Dhīrā, there's a different. In some of the Indian languages, Dhīrā means one who is courageous, one who does Guinness recording, Limca records work, one who can climb mountains, fight with battles, and who can do some external great achievements is called Dhīrā. But here, Upanishad's definition is completely different, because this Dhīrā comes with the word Dhi. One who has got Dhi. Dhi is nothing but highest intelligence. It is not the Buddhi, it is the Dhi, rather highest intuition it is. One who has got that intuition, the piercing outlook, one who understands the things behind the every structure or every undergoing is called Dhīrā. So that Dhīrā is an inner warrior, means he wants to turn his attention from the flashing screen, louding noise or desire, and he wants to understand who is aware of all these things. When Ramana Maharshi was asked, "Sir, how can I be happy at all given point of times?" Again, very important. How can I be happy at all given point of times? Once in a while being happy, we all know that. But all given point of time, eternally, all the time I should be happy. Is it possible, or how is it possible? Then the Ramana Maharshi gave the answer is, my dear, very simple and straight and profound. What is that? Understand who is that I, then you'll be happy at all given point of times. So that I is not pertaining to body-mind complex, that I is pertaining to the consciousness or to the self or the Atman. So such a person who has got that internal vision, in the Bhagavad Gita language, it is called Divyachakshu, special vision. So he is called dhīrā. And that fellow, dhīrā, he always goes inside. Because if you remember in the Mohamudgara, that is a Bhajagovindam Stotra, they say, bālastavat krīdā saptaha, tarunastavat taruni saptaha, vruddhastavat chinta saptaha, parame brahmani kopi na asaktaha. So when we are childhood, we are always busy in the toys and games. And when we go to youth, then we are always busy and held up in the opposite sex, enjoying the opposite sex. Then when we become old age, then we are bothered about failure or about our health. Basically, so many worries. Alas, there is no one is lost, or there is no one is busy in understanding the self. So this is what it happens many times. When I started going to ashram, when I started taking spiritual life seriously, many of the so-called seniors, very intelligent people, very well-settled people, they said, oh my dear, you are doing mistake, you are doing wrong thing. This is not the age to go to ashram. When you become old, when you are retired, you are supposed to go to ashram, supposed to go to spiritual practices, all these things are Vedanta and all. Now you are supposed to enjoy the world, earn, get job, and have a merry life. Then you can think of other things. This was the advice given by them. And they were very strong about it. They were very serious about it. They thought they are the most intelligent people. But it is not so. I laughed at them, but I kept quiet. I smiled them, but I didn't bother about, but I knew whatever I'm doing it. So like this, people are not, very few people can draw their attention inside. So such persons are called dhīrā, and one has to, if you want to atmagnana, if you want mukti or nibodhata, you have to turn your attention inside. That doesn't mean that I have to neglect my duties. That doesn't mean that I should not take care of the world or my family and all. You might do all of them, but you should be detached and you should be God-centered life or spiritual-centered life or self-centered life. That is conscious-centered life one should lead according to the Upanishad. So turning the gaze inward, dhruvamadhruveṣviha, one who desires immortality, one who desires mukti, the final liberation, such a person should do turning the gaze inward. Means what? Oh, should I close my eyes physically? No, that doesn't mean all of them. It is only to go inside. Inside means what? To understand who am I. I might be doing all our activities and all, but my real intention is what? To understand who am I. So all my actions and every effort should be in manifesting my divinity. So here the problem has been told very beautifully. So why we are all extroverted? We are busy, we are okay with the worldly things, but very difficult for us to meditate, very difficult for us to think about Vedanta. Why? Because naturally, either you can say natural human evolution or the God's creation, our mind and sense organs are bound to go outside. That is the reason people are busy in the world and worldly affairs. Only few people only think about the God and the self and all. So that is quite normal and natural. Why it has been told in the God has pierced the sense organs, distorted the sense organs so that it will go out. So there is one more interesting point here. It is all our knowledge we get only through sense organs and mind. That is true. But at the same time, it can never give the real picture of the world. Why? Because it is only giving distorted image, or it is giving the limited image of the object, so-called world. This is the challenge put by Vedanta to the science. When science says that whatever you tell, you should be experienceable, you should be able to show it, just like we science people, we show it objectively, you should be able to show it. It should be perceivable through 5 sense organs and mind, and it can be proven objectively. Then the Vedanta says, this is the first thing which we are going to challenge you. Whatever you are perceiving through your body and mind, through sense organs of knowledge and mind, what is the guarantee that it is giving the right understanding? Through which only we can get all the informations, no doubt, but it is giving the distorted image, or it is giving the limited edition only. So that's how the Vedanta pushes away the basic axioms of the materialistic science. Parācaḥ kāmānanuyanti bālā te mṛtyoryanti viditasya pāśam atha dhīrā amṛtatvaṃ viditvā dhruvamadhruveṣviha na prārthayante. The spiritual immature person run after the external desires and walk straight into the widespread snare of death. But the wise, clearly knowing the true immortality, what it is, do not seek the permanent among impermanent things in this world. Our all efforts has been beautifully put in this particular sloka. Now, who are these bālā? Bālā means we all know that children actually. So here Upanishad is not using in that sense. Bālā means it is not literally children, it is spiritually immature people. He may be quite efficient. He may be quite achieved, external achievements has done. He got few PhDs. He may be IAS officer or IPS or IFS officer. He has earned a lot of money. He has got a lot of skills, but is not interested in Vedanta. Such person is called bālā. Why? He is a spiritually immature person. He is carried over by worldly affairs only. Why? Because the children are only getting attracted by shiny and fleeting toys. They don't get into the higher things at that given point of time. So similarly, even so-called 80-year-old or 70-year-old person who is always busy in the worldly affairs and is not thinking about the self, such people are called bālā. And vitatasya pāśam, such type of childish, we should be childlike, but we should not be childish. So such type of childish nature people, they will get into the snare of death and the trap. Why? Because of attachment, what happens? We have got desires and we have got attachment, and to fulfill it, we are spending our time and energy, and finally we get into this, again, the problem of samsara, that is the cycle of birth and death. And not only that, how much ever I get good success or whatever, but still I've been struck by anxiety, disappointment, frictions, and all these things. So no one will be happy at all given point of time, whatever it may be. You may be millionaire, but still. So it is a trap actually, we don't understand. Atha, therefore, dhīrā amṛtatvaṃ viditvā. Again, dhīrā means one who is a wise person, one who knows what is right and what is wrong, what is temporary and what is permanent, what is highest happiness. One who knows that is called dhīrā amṛtatvaṃ viditvā. So, seeking the permanent ones, dhruvamadhruveṣviha na prārthayante. He doesn't seek the temporary things or worldly objects. Or adhruva means worldly objects or temporary things, changing. And dhruva means changeless, infinite. So, the dhīrā does not seek the permanent or infinite happiness in the finite things. He does not seek the eternal, everlasting bliss in this world. We are always seeking the eternal happiness in the world. In the world or worldly affairs, in the worldly things, in the worldly achievements, it is not possible. That doesn't mean that one should leave the world, one should give up the world, one should run from the world. No. As Sri Ramakrishna puts beautifully, you should leave the worldliness, you may live in the world, you may not live in the world, that is different. But the worldliness should not be in your mind. The more and more worldliness reduces, then the more and more we get faster in the spiritual life. It is inversely proportional. The worldliness increases, spirituality decreases. If worldliness decreases and the spirituality increases, they are inversely proportional. That has been told here. Why we are unable to progress in our spiritual life? Because of the worldliness. That is attachment to the world. Thinking the world and worldly objects are true. So because of this attachment, we are suffering. We have been trapped in this life of birth and death. If you want to come out, if you want to attain that immortality, it is better to come out from. So stop seeking the highest thing or the everlasting bliss in this temporary thing or in the world, which is never possible. Then how it is possible? It is only by seeking oneself, by understanding and experiencing who am I. Otherwise, it is like a foolish, as Ayati said. He thought, let me enjoy more and more so that it can be quenched. Then at the frag end of his life, he said, it was a foolishness. I was trying to pour the ghee and trying to extinguish the fire. Instead of getting extinguished, the fire got more blazing. So staying in the world, enjoying the world, we think the worldliness can be reduced, the desires can be reduced. Mostly it is not so. Without proper attitude, without proper training the mind, taming the mind, it is not possible. Because of the worldliness, I am suffering. Because of the world, I am not suffering. Because of the people, I am not suffering. Because of the situations, I am not suffering. Because of the attachment, or in other language, worldliness, I am suffering. That has to be reduced. If you remember in the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, it has been told beautifully. Raga, Moha and Shoka. Raga is what? Attachment. Moga is the product of attachment is delusion. And because of the delusion, I am suffering, I am morose, I am struggling or whatever. So the Shoka, suffering, why comes? Because of the Raga. That attachment has to be gone. The solution is what? Detachment. And how to develop the detachment? Either attached to God or attached to self. There is the only two paths through which you can detach yourself from the worldly things. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. You got any questions? I'll be happy to answer.
Sorry, Maharaj, being late. Namaskar.
Namaste.
In the beginning, I just couldn't make it. Then I tried and I succeeded.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, sometimes it happens because of
Because,
internet.
yes, actually, this is for the first time I am facing all of you, this Zoom office line, because I didn't know that. So it took me half an hour to learn, and then by trying, I could make it. Thank you, Maharaj. Namaskar.
Good, good. Well appreciated. You finally could log in. That's good.
Because I thought that this time I will make it. I saw
Yes.
every time Google official page or something. I said, what it is? Let me find out. Then I was trying. I could make it. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Yeah.
Namaskar. And
Namaste.
all the devotees, my sincerest regards. Namaskar. Love. And the younger to me, all my blessings. Because I
Thank you,
am.
ma'am.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Ramesh, you had any question, Ramesh?
Yeah, yes, Maharaj. Maharaj, experience in the thoughtlessness state and experience the Brahman are both the same?
Yeah, so the thoughtlessness state is told by yoga predominantly. So Vedanta doesn't teach about the thoughtlessness state actually. Or rather, the put it other way, the Vedanta always, I think, gives an importance to understand and experience I am that consciousness. Because if you
Okay.
see in the Yoga's Chittavritti Nirodha, so the cessation of all the thoughts and the self-mastery is what mainly is a yogic approach. So controlling the mind, taming the mind, restlessness of the mind should be controlled. All these things even Vedanta tells. But only the understand that experiencer or who is aware of all these changes and hook on to that awareness. This has been told by the Vedanta actually. For example, just I was telling the Ramana Maharshi story that how can I be happy at all given point of time? Understand that you can be happy at all given point of time. The same question, the flip portion of the question was asked by one more, how can I end the suffering? Then the Ramana said, understand who is that I, who is aware of that suffering, then the suffering ends. Understand that who is aware of the suffering. That is the end of the path actually. So whether thoughtlessness state, thoughtful state, no. So just we are supposed to experience who am I. I am not the body, I am not the mind, but I am aware of the body and mind. I am different from the body and mind. I am that pure awareness. So that is what the Vedantic approach.
Okay, Maharaj. So you mean to say, for suppose, so after some point of time meditation, so we lose that consciousness state. So that is not actually a thoughtlessness state. So that is completely awareness, or it is my
That's what
self being.
thoughtlessness state, blanking the mind, all is part of the yogic systems. I'm not saying it is right or wrong. It is pertaining to yoga system, and the offshoot is also Buddhist system. Okay, the Vedantic system is what? Trying to be aware of the awareness. So when you get concentrated, for example, you are practicing a devotional meditation technique. When you get established in that, what happens? The God which you were imagining initial days, now it becomes real for you. You will be able to experience the presence of the Lord in your heart. Able to experience means what? You will be able to see it. You will be able to experience it. It becomes real. It is no more imagination. So similarly, when I say how much ever I say or you say, I am the self, not the body and mind, at this given point of time, it is an intellectual journey for us. Or it is a conviction. It has not become the matter of experience. So when you deeply dive inside through self-inquiry, then you will understand, I am the self and I have a body and mind.
Yes, Maharaj, when initially we have the body consciousness state, so after that we will have, so there is one light. After that, that light also will disappear. There is nothing. So neither form, completely formlessness state will become. So that formlessness state is like completely, you say it is our true nature.
Yes, you are right. That is our true nature. Yes, you are right.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Yeah.
Pranam Maharaj, one thing I am asking you, that all these things, who I am, or this Atmagan, or etc., all these are, to me, it is something theoretical. But if we think who I am, step by step, sometimes I lost. There is nothing I get. So how will reach that state?
Yeah, what you are supposed to get, because when yourself you are that, then what else you are supposed to get? What else you want to get? This is what the catch. The problem here is what? When I say you are the Brahman, you are the Atman, scriptures are saying, my dear, you are that Atman, you are that Brahman, you are that consciousness. We are searching for one more object actually. Knowingly or unknowingly, we are searching for one more object. It may be gross or it may be subtle. So we should stop searching for one more object. Rather, we should search for that awareness who is aware of all these things. Okay, now for example, you start saying that you have a body. You are aware of the body. Yes. You are aware of the sense organs like eye, ear, nose, skin, tongue. Yes. Then you go inside. You are aware of your mind through feelings, thoughts. Yes. Then who is aware of all these things? You are that aware.
After that, it is difficult, I think.
Yes, there it needs some more time and some more trained. Today also one devotee morning he was discussing with me for half an hour. How to understand that I am that awareness who is aware of all these things.
After the mind, we lost. After the mind, we lost. We cannot get anything. I am trying, but that it is feelings is very weird.
Difficult. So I'll give an example for you. Say you are saying that I am happy.
Yeah.
Okay. When you say I am happy, who is happy? Oh, I am happy. No.
So my mind
You
is
tell
happy.
me. No, then you say, oh, my mind is happy because I've got
Mhm.
happy feelings, a happy emotion.
Yeah.
So your mind is happy, and who is aware that your mind is happy?
Someone is there.
Yeah. And you are that. Someone is there who is aware of that happiness. You are that. You are
We
that
are
someone.
I am searching that link. I can't get that someone is there that I feel.
Yeah, it will take some more time to understand.
No, it is
Keep
mother.
searching, keep searching. That's
I
good.
will
You are
try to mother.
just very next to the step. Just keep searching. Yeah.
Mm.
Maharaj, on 2 minutes, Maharaj. Pranam, Maharaj.
Yeah.
Maharaj, when you started with the recap, Maharaj, only one question was running in my mind. In which state Nachiketa would have reached Yamaloka and they met the Yamarat?
It is simple. Yeah, yeah, interesting question. I know. See, he was of 9 years of age, at least, as per the commentator Shankaracharya. He says that just the summon has been started. Somewhat the type of definition has been given for Nachiketa as a bālā. That means at the age of 8, as biologically, at the age of 8 for a male, the semen starts producing. That's the reason earlier days Brahmopadesha used to be given, and Gayatri Mantra and they were started, so that he has been trained, his mind will be trained. So at the age of 9 or 10, he went to Yamaloka. So he was a Uttama Adhikari. Probably because of his past life or whatever, he was a Uttama Adhikari. When you say Uttama Adhikari or a best aspirant, ideal aspirant means what? One who has attained 4 Ds. Dispassion,
Maharaj, my question,
discipline.
I'll reframe my
Okay.
question. Did he went with his body or?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a quite there. When you go there, the logic, then the story goes confusing. Actually,
So
that's where you have to
yes,
be a bit careful. So definitely, he cannot go with the physical body because that is against nature. So he can only travel with the subtle body. When he goes to the Yamaloka, he has to go to the subtle body only. Now the question comes: then he is waiting for 3 days. 3 days and 3 nights, because Yama was out. And 3 days and 3 nights, do you mean his father was keeping his grass body for 3 days and 3 nights without cremation? Because in those days, probably there was no, storing the body in the ice and other things. So there it goes very logical and it doesn't go with logic. So here with a pinch of salt, we should take. The story is only to show that how a student should be there, how a student should, a son should respect to the father and etc. And how a spiritual aspirant should have the values and whatever. So from that angle, only figuratively we should take the story. We should not take the story literally, basically. If you take literally, there are a lot of gaps actually.
yes, Maharaj. That's the question. Okay, Maharaj. Thank you. Pranam.
Pranam Maharaj, Satvik here.
Yeah, Satvik.
Maharaj, regarding the awareness of the self, the I, who am I? Finding an answer to this question, who am I? Would elimination of panchakoshas be of any use?
Yes, that is meant for that only. See, Panchakosha Viveka or Avastatra Vichara. So all these things are called prakriyas. Prakriya means methodology. How to attain it, how to understand who am I, or how to experience who am I. For that only this Panchakosha Viveka has been given. Now in Panchakosha means what? 5 sheets. There is no physical existing probably. So it is a cognitive there. So first they say Annamaya Kosha, that is our physical body. When you say you are different from your mobile, you are different from your vehicle, or you are different from your house. You own a house, but you are not the house. When we say, all of us, we understand and accept. And when the Vedanta says, okay, continue, you are not the body, you have a body. It becomes quite difficult because I'm attached to that. To a certain extent, we might think, okay, then say, you have a mind which contains feelings, emotions, thoughts, and other things. And before that, prana comes, of course, the breath or the prana, energy. You have a prana shakti, you have energy, but you are not that energy. Then the prana, that is pranamaya kosha. Then the third is manomaya kosha. That is, you have a mind which is with of emotions, feelings, doubts, disturbances, whatever, but you are not the mind. You have a mind. And then intelligence, the power of judgment, power of discernment, power of decision making, all these things you have got, the functional aspect of the mind. It is called Vijnanamaya Kosha. And you have got all that. You are intelligent, no doubt. But again, it belongs to the mind. You are not the mind. You have a mind. Then when I eat a chocolate, I am happy. When I eat ice cream, I am happy. When I eat a bitter gourd, I am unhappy. So you are that or no? There again, it is also part of reflected consciousness. That is Anandamaya Kosha. Then who is aware of all these things is what the Atman is, Panchakosha Abhinna. That's why it starts Annamaya Atma. In the Katha Upanishad, they say Annamaya Atma. Means the physical body is the Atman, the physical body is the self they start with. Then Charvaka will be very happy. Look, now the Upanishad has come to the track. Upanishad is accepting my philosophy. They say, the Upanishad says Annamaya is the Atma, the physical body is the Atman or the self. Then afterwards they negates no. Then why did you tell beginning it is yes? To start from known to the unknown. Because we think we are the body, but then to start with we say, yes, you are the body. And afterwards we will say that you have a body. So this is what the intellectual journey or cognitive journey actually. Through the Panchakosha Prakriya or Avastatra Vichara, 3 states of existence. Through that, it is all different paths. In Panchadashi, there are 15 methods. Through all this, 1 or 2 or all of this, it helps an aspirant to experience who am I, or to remove the ignorance. Is all these prakriyas, methodologies have been given by the scriptures.
So Maharaj, this again is a journey from Dvaita to Advaita.
Yes, you are right. All right, Samit, you want to ask anything?
No, Maharaj.
Okay, thank you.